I'm on a mission to make a 3D game before my summer ends. And as a side quest, I joined the Kenny Jam 2023, wherein participants have only 2 days to make a game. But little did I know that I was going to face something so terrifying, so tragic, that it almost made me quit. So the theme is exploration, and luckily I already have a bunch of ideas because of the main game that I'm working on, where you have to look for a banana. But here are the rules. All assets must come from the Kenny website, except for sound and music. So I can't use this beautiful sky map asset because it's from the Unity Asset Store. But Kenny happens to have a lot of assets, and they're all free. So I started by downloading all the 3D and some 2D assets that I might use. And my idea is to make maps for each of the asset pack and for the player to explore it. But here comes my first problem. I've never built a map using only an asset pack. I was still unsure on what I was supposed to do. Was I supposed to have this flat land and put buildings on it? So while I was sleeping, they made a post to further explain the rules. So now I can't have this flat land or this pink blob because it's from Unity. And they said they have similar assets to that. So I laid out all their assets to see what I could come up with. And the first thing I noticed was, why is this so big? I don't know which size I'm supposed to follow, but most of them are tiny. And then it hit me. I can just resize it, and now I have a platform to stand on. But this world is feeling empty, with no purpose. So I added ice cream, and also chicken. But having it just float up and down is not appealing enough. Well, I'll add something later. Next, the sky is empty, and I wanted to have a nighttime vibe like my other game. But I can't use that asset, and I'm pretty sure Kenny doesn't have a skybox asset. But then I thought, the sky is just a picture, so I can just take one of their 2D planets and put it as the sky. Not exactly what I hoped would happen, but I figured out that empty space was because the image has those empty spaces. So if I were to remove them by making it bigger, it should fill up the entire space. Nice. It's not perfect, but I can work with that. I laid out more assets to see what I can work with, and so I built this small island and the tutorial level. I added some post-processing to make it look nicer, and also made the ice cream glow. And the objective of the game is to collect all the ice creams in the map. And I put this one up here, and it's up to the player how they'll reach that. I don't know either, I'm gonna add a way later. Meanwhile, I worked on a space level. I spent way too much time putting this hill together, but it was worth it. I planned out my day, and it looks like everything's going great, and I'm gonna finish in time. The official deadline is 11 PM tonight, but I have to finish this by 3 PM because I'm gonna go out to get a new charger for my laptop because, well, you'll see why. Anyways, I made the different flavors of ice cream and hid them around the map and added some sound effects too. But then, I was about to make the main menu, but my laptop just died. Well, this always happens and I'm used to it. It's just an inconvenience that I have to open up all my programs again. But this time was different. Yo, what? The level I was working on is completely empty. It had the island and space map, but I was sure that there was some way I could recover this. At times like these, I just look at forums for people who had the same issue. But nope, there was no hope. I just lost the entire map that I took a whole day to make. And that was it. That's how my first game jam ended. I had no time left to remake everything. Building one map already took me 3 hours to figure out, and I still had a bunch of mechanics to make. But at that moment I thought to myself, what would I be if I just quit here? Am I just gonna stay down every time I get pushed over? I decided I had no time to just rage quit. Instead, use that energy to rebuild everything. And after only 1 hour, I already had everything back. I made an even bigger map than before, but now, I needed a game mechanic for the player to be able to reach the top of the hills. For now, the player just has to jump over the objects. I wasn't done, but I had to go out and get a new laptop charger. And on the way, I encountered this caped Baldi that I just had to get. No, come on. So I'm back now, and I still needed a main menu and ways for the player to reach that ice cream. With no time, I just put text in the tutorial level and a bunch of more objects around the map. There was still a lot I wanted to add, but with only 20 minutes left, I exported it. But it's my first time uploading to itch.io, and I didn't really know how you're supposed to do that. And for some reason, it wasn't showing that I submitted. And at that point, I was just sad. And even after everything, I wouldn't be able to submit just because of upload issues. But I eventually found that it was alright and in the submission feed. And you can try the game for free, link in the description.